So my buddy bought me a new beer glass that has, like 5K, whatever, 10 mile, 13.1, 26. It is in the drawer. I refuse to use it. I will not use it because I have not earned the right to use that glass because I haven't run 26 miles. So I will not use it. It's it sits in the drawer and I look at it and I won't touch it until after I finish the race.
1, 2, 3, 4.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 47 of the On the Runs podcast. I am coming to you virtual without my usual co-host, Erika, as she is 14 hours ahead of us right now on the other side of the world, and she just did the Tokyo Marathon. Got her Abbott's World 6-star medal. I'm so proud of her. But I have an amazing co-host who jumped on, and she's going to help me do this episode. We already did the interview. It went fantastic. You've heard her before. I think she's a natural behind the microphone, and I brought her on because she is just a fantastic and awesome person. Nicole Bryant, welcome back.
Thanks for having me. It was a lot of fun.
I guess this would be your third time on the podcast. Your first was 5K for Jay during our breast cancer month. We had you less than a month ago, and I need to tell you, your episode blew up. In the 47 episodes we've had now, this being number 47, yours had the most downloads of any of our episodes on the first day, the first 24 hours. It blew up. I remember waking up at 6 in the morning, checking something to make sure it was live at 7 a.m. And it said 27 downloads. I'm like, something's wrong. Something's wrong. And it just kept blowing up and I'm like, 27 at 7 a.m.? What are you guys doing that early? I mean, I know the 440 crew goes on their runs on Tuesday mornings, but there's not 27 of you. Your episode was awesome. How do you think it came out?
I nearly cried when I listened to it. I listened to it on the way to work that morning. I was so excited. It was like a kid on Christmas. I just couldn't wait to hear how it came out. It's so different when you record it versus when you listen to it, because when I'm recording it, this being my third time, I do kind of feel more like I'm getting more comfortable recording. But when I was talking a lot about the mental health piece, I feel like I blacked out and I didn't remember what I said, and I thought I sounded like a blubbering idiot. And then I listened to it and I said to myself, wow, none of that was scripted. I didn't really have anything written down. It just all came from the heart and experience. And I just nearly cried when I listened to it. And then you texted me and just told me how kind of it blew up. And that made me feel even better that people wouldn't like me enough, I guess, to listen to me blabber on
people
for an
love
hour
you.
about something. And then just that what I talked about really resonated with people.
We had some amazing responses. I know some people reached out to you directly, but we had some people reach out to me directly through the Instagram account, just in the comments, even a week or two later when someone might be catching up and just saying how amazing that was and how much that meant to them, because you talked a lot about mental health, and we mentioned how, and our guest we're going to have on also mentioned it with his weight loss journey, but if it gets across to one person, goal achieved. And I think it got across to more than one person. So that was fantastic. Your episode, it was great. I really, really do enjoy editing these episodes and putting them out. And I'm really happy with the way yours came out.
You did a great job.
I know everyone on here is probably wondering, how's Erika? Where was the Instagram live? We tried to connect earlier in the week and it was just really tough with the Wi-Fi. So I asked Erika, for everyone listening, to send me a little audio clip. She's flying back soon today. I'm waiting to hear back. She says she's currently packing. So hopefully sometime I can fit in a little audio clip of Erika. But until that happens, next week will be the big Tokyo reveal. We'll talk about how Tokyo went and everything. So I have to ask you because I always comment about Erika's background, but I'm looking in your background there, and what do you got in your little home studio?
Right? I feel like one of those YouTubers that's like doing the whole like crazy, like I'll watch a lot of them for horror movies because I love horror movies. But like you see all of their memorabilia in the back, like you'll see a Michael Myers mask or like a Scream mask. Like I am a huge nerd, but like Back to the Future is my favorite movie of all time. Like I love the trilogy.
Fantastic trilogy.
Fantastic trilogy. So I have the almanac. I have the actual sports almanac. I have a hoverboard, and then I do have the Lego DeLorean that I still need to build. But that is my whole display in my house.
I love it.
Right?
Do you catch when we're doing the pod with Erika? Do you catch sometimes when I'm like, hold on, let's jump into DeLorean and hit 88 and let's go back and let's talk.
And I get excited.
I love it.
Get excited.
I love it. Oh, that is awesome. I love that. Was just so fantastic that you got the hoverboard there and the sports almanac.
Yeah,
that
and
is cool.
My son Jackson thinks that's a toy. So every time we sit at the table to eat, Mommy, are you going to play with your toy? And I'm like, we don't play with the hoverboard.
It's an adult toy.
I was like, we don't touch anything in there. I keeps asking to build my Legos with me.
Has he watched Back to the Future yet?
Oh, has he watched the movie? Not yet. I want to wait till he can appreciate it.
Yeah. Unlike our other co-host Erika, who still hasn't watched Top Gun.
Yeah, we still need to fix this. I actually just watched Maverick a few weeks ago. Did we talk about this? I think we might have.
I don't know if we did, but
yeah, I did watch it. I loved it.
I'll just say they don't make movies like they used to.
They really don't.
I am reading a message from Erika. Hold on. What is Erika going to say? Oh, Erika wants to do a video chat and said, she goes, okay, listen to this. Do you have time for a video chat? I would rather do that than just talk to myself on camera. I asked her to just like take your selfie cam and give me a little update. Be like, hey, everyone, how are you? I'm here in Japan or Tokyo.
I mean, I don't blame her. Like, I'd rather come on and talk to people than myself.
Right. I asked her, I said, here, I'm going to say, sure. We'll see if she can
jump on.
I told her like, hey, you know the password to the Instagram account, take it into your stories, or you can just send me the photos.
An Instagram live or something.
Right. But she's busy out there with her mom doing the touring. So I wasn't going to bug her too much for it, but I did send her like 30 minutes ago that message. So we'll see what she can do. She wants to FaceTime. I'm going to say jump on Riverside. Let's see if she can jump on. So we'll see if she does it. Well, I'm pumped. You were sorry, everyone. I'm kind of bugging with Erika here. Let's see. She's going to try to jump on. Hold on. Give me a second. All right. Let's see if Erika can jump on, and then we'll keep talking. All right. We are now joined live. She just called into the pod while we're recording. This is so exciting. You're about to jump on an airplane, but you're jumping on the pod from Tokyo. What's up, Erika?
How's it going, guys? I missed you. It is going well. I'm in for a long, long day of travel today, but I figure I'd hop on, just say hello, and try to catch up a little bit before I leave.
How are you feeling?
I am very tired. We have been running around all over the place, not even including the marathon, but it has been so much fun here. This is a cool place.
How did the marathon go?
Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss. Oh, that sounds great.
Best response ever.
It went so smoothly. I can't even describe it. So I don't know if you guys have heard anything about how the expo went, how like the lines were like hours long. They sold out of like stuff. They didn't sell jackets this year. That was kind of a bummer for a lot of people, but the expo was like a shit show basically. But the race itself could not have been more perfect. The like organizers did a fantastic job. Weather was absolutely perfect. The course was so cool. You got to see so many cool things, and it was a lot of out and backs. So you got to see all the runners on the other side, and it was just something else. Yeah.
How's the weather?
It was a lot of fun. How's the weather? Right now it's like, well, nicer than there, I guess. You guys just got a bunch of snow. It's been like in the 50s and 60s for highs, but no rain at all. It's been gorgeous. Although yesterday when we took a day trip to Mount Fuji and it snowed around there. So I guess that's on the rare side. I don't know, but
That's pretty cool.
it's been beautiful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
I got to tell you, I'm super pumped this is working out right now because when we did try to talk on Messenger, it was so delayed. It was like I'd ask you a question, super delayed. And I was like, bummer, this isn't going to work out, and Instagram Live's not going to work out. But this is working out great. I'm so excited to see
I'm
you.
glad.
I want to save your experience and everything because you only said you had a few minutes for next week. Next week's going to be the big episode. But this is so cool you jumped in. Let me ask you, how is it touring Tokyo, being in a different culture and around different people and different foods and the toilets?
So, the people here are some of the most polite, nice people I have ever come across. They are just beyond like eager to help you. Cause yes, there is the language barrier, but most people speak English and they are just happy to help you find your way. The subways were a little tricky. We had some trouble with those. But we were able to make it from here to there and everywhere. Toilet situation. So I know that you were thinking of like the hole in the ground kind of toilets, which I did find. But our hotel has like this beautiful toilet. Every one of them has a bidet. So that was something different too. And heated toilet seats. I want one. I want one so bad. It's fantastic. But even the porta potties, they had like at the start, they had stickers on the front that said like Western style. So you know
what did
those
that
were
mean?
the ones. Those were our toilets, like the actual like sit down toilets. And cool thing, they flushed. Yeah, those porta potties flushed.
In a porta potty toilet flushed? That is so weird.
It was like the cleanest thing I've ever come across. It was so nice. Yeah,
Tokyo with flushing porta potties.
And then holes in the ground, which is what our porta potties are here.
Yeah, that's true. At least,
right? Yeah. So yeah, we got some work to do for sure. Whoever's listening this with the porta potty company's got to pay attention.
I got to know, you 14-hour flight, and I know you didn't sleep a wink on it. Did you do your homework?
I had no Wi-Fi. I could not connect to Wi-Fi on the plane. I tried like 5 different times.
I gave her homework to do. Yeah.
I still have them. I'm gonna work on it, I swear.
All right. Well, this was great.
Here.
Thanks for jumping on.
My pleasure, guys.
I will get this done as soon as I can so you can download it and hear it on the airplane because Nicole and I, we have a good interview. We interviewed, you're going to find out later who we interview. So,
ooh, I'm excited. It's a surprise.
Well, you could jump on the gram right now, actually, and see the tomorrow on the pod. But no, it was a ton of fun. We had a ton of fun. Nicole did a great job, and I missed you.
Yay.
I missed you, but have a great flight back.
I know Nicole took good care of the pod while I'm away, so she's welcome anytime, all the time.
We miss you here.
Excellent. But yeah, I arrive in California tomorrow at like noontime their time, so I'll download the pod then and give it a listen.
There you go. Awesome. And you can
Awesome.
do your homework on that flight too. You can download it then. All right, because we got the big one. We got the big one coming up. Give us a good. Don't forget to stretch for everybody.
Oh, I wish I knew how to say it in Japanese. That would have been cool. But in the meantime, guys, don't forget to stretch.
All right, thanks, Erika. Have a great trip.
All right, enjoy, you guys.
Have a good trip or a good flight back.
Thank you. I will. It's going to be a long one. So, all right, take it easy, you guys. We'll talk soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, that was awesome.
That
was so cool. Yeah. So I say we need to then now get to our episode, the interview that we just talked about with her. We had on your friend Ron Kuszmar. Kuszmar? I had it right. I know when I did it, but Ron Kuszmar.
Yeah.
I did. Yes.
Yes. Love that for you. This is great.
Well, your friend came on. I called him at one point your client, but you refer to your clients actually as your athletes.
I do. Yeah, I don't know if I like the word client as much as I think that everybody that works with athletics is an athlete, no matter what your skill level is.
I like that. I caught myself doing that, saying that. So then I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm going to stick with athlete. And I think it's pretty cool. One of our friends of the pod is now one of your new athletes. So let's get to it with Ron, and let's everyone enjoy this conversation. It was supposed to be a short conversation. It is still shorter than most of our conversations, but we could have gone for probably another 2 hours with Ron. He was fantastic. So thank you for bringing him on, and we will see you on the other side. Our next guest on the pod we've seen recently in the TikTok world. He is being coached by one of our favorite people we've ever had on the podcast, and she is here today to help us interview him. Ron Kuszmar and Nicole Bryant are with me to talk when Erika is out in Japan. So Ron, Nicole, how are you guys?
Good. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you, Eric?
I've had a weekend full of birthday parties and cake and sugar and everything, gifts. And this is the most relaxing moment of my weekend with the two of you.
That's even better. I love that for you.
Thank you, Ron, for coming on. Nicole's been around before, but Ron, this is your first time. So, Ron, let's get the lowdown. Where are you from? What do you do? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I live in Massachusetts. I'm in Middleton. So it's a small little town. It's not super big. I'm actually a lighting designer by trade. So theatrical and architectural is what I do by trade. And then I sort of just picked up this running thing by accident about a year and a half ago, to be completely honest. Like, this is all still very, very new to me. Like, I'm only on my third pair of shoes. Like, this is very new to me.
Third pair of shoes. How many miles are you putting on these shoes?
So I don't have any idea on the first pair, to be completely honest. I wasn't tracking anything. I was just using my Apple Watch. I wasn't using any apps to track anything. So I started trying to figure it out, and I couldn't. So I have no idea how many on my first pair. My second pair, I put 350 on, and now I just picked up my third pair this week.
Oh, what are the shoes you got?
So I just picked up a pair of Asics GL 2000s-11, I think is what they were. So I actually made a point to go to a real running store this time. The last two pairs of shoes I just picked up at Dick's. Like, again, on the surface, running should be an easy sport, right? Like, you're like, oh, I'm just going to go out and I'm going to go for a jog. And you don't think anything of it. So I went to Dick's and I was like, these shoes look cool. I'll buy those. I know nothing. I have no idea. I just thought they looked cool. That was what I did the second time around. No idea. I'm just winging it, right? Like, I have zero intentions. I'm just doing this thing. And then I was like, I don't even know if I'm buying the right shoes. I had a guy tell me I'm overpronating. What the hell does that mean? Like, all this stuff is happening. And so I decided to actually go to a real store to figure out, like, what should I be wearing for shoes? What should I get? What kind of support do I need? And all that good stuff.
So I'm going to chime in here. We're going to keep these shoes for the marathon because
Oh, yeah?
Ron's not going to get new shoes for the marathon because this is what he's going to train in for the next 8 weeks. So
let's get into the two of you. How did the two of you connect, and how do you know each other?
Would you like to tell that story, Ron?
I can tell. I think we might have different versions of the same story, so that's fine.
You tell your version first.
So we met at a half marathon last year, a total image half, back in May, I think. Yeah.
Yep.
And so that was my first half. My first half was actually supposed to be the Hampton half last year in February, or in March. Sorry, in March. And in February, I slipped on some ice, hurt my knee, and ended up with patella tendonitis, and it shut me down for like 6 weeks. So I ended up having to bail on that race. So I picked up the total image because I was like, I am determined to do this. So I went and did that. That was my first one ever. So I had never run anything longer for a race. I had never run a race longer than 7 miles at that point. So I was just sort of out doing my thing. I was by myself. I had a friend from Running United Nationwide, another Facebook group, who lives in the area, who was there that morning to support me and sort of help me out and give me some tips and pointers. And then he was there on the course a couple of times, which was fantastic motivation. And then I ended up behind Nicole and the other guy she was running with. And I just sort of paced with them the whole I don't even know if she knows I was behind her half the time. And I just paced with them like the whole race. And then he dropped off around like mile 11 and a half. And it was just her and I. And I passed her around like mile 12 and a half-ish. I passed her. And I'm just like cruising at the end. I'm not going fast. I'm just cruising at the end thinking like, holy crap, I'm going to finish this thing. Like, this is amazing. And then here comes Speed Demon around the corner because God forbid she lets me pass in front of her. So she flies by me at the last corner, steals the glory, takes my picture away.
Gets in all your photos. Oh, no.
Exactly. Right.
Listen, dog eat dog world, all right?
That's how we met. Like, so I went up to her after the race. And I thanked her just for like, again, I'm totally new to this whole community. So I just want to meet people. And so I went up, said thank you to her, whether she knew or not that I drafted behind her the whole time. Like I needed somebody to pace with. I had no idea. So, we were just talking so I told her that was my first and she was shocked that was my first because we were flying. We were like 7:42, I think. Yep. So, right. So we were moving.
Wow, that is fast. That's wicked fast.
Yeah. I PR'd that half. That was a PR for me. So it was like 140.
Yeah.
So I blew right past him, I think like literally like mile 13. And there's a really good photo of, I think there was 4 of us. It was me, Chris, who I was running with. And then there was 2 other guys. And then there's Ron. And then there's another guy. And it's really funny because I think you and Chris are like wearing blue, but like all of our strides look the same. It's really, really a good photo. But it's actually Eric, the same 10 miler that Erika is kind of race directing. They had a half option last year. So it was the same one. And it's a really good course.
I PR'd. That's my fastest ever race for the 10 miler, probably of all races. That's one of my favorite courses because I like rail trails. Mm-hmm. I know it's kind of boring, just straight and back, but when I was in prime Ironman training, I ran that race on a whim, and I ran an 8-minute flat pace.
That's awesome.
And for me, that was awesome. I was like blown out of the water. I was more blown out of the water that when I turned around, I picked my speed up, and then I realized, looking at the graph, even though it's flat, it's really downhill. And yeah, that's a great course. So that was your first half.
Yeah, it was. It was a lot of fun too. And the rail trail was nice, like pavement beats on you after a while, right? But the rail trail was it was a lot of fun. And to be honest, like I said, having Tom there and seeing him throughout the course a couple of times and like cheering me on was just fantastic motivation to just keep me going. Cause again, being my first half, like I didn't know what I was in for. I didn't know what I was going to experience. I didn't have any gels with me. I had no proper training. Like I'm grabbing things on the course. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, right. I was just winging it. So
that's a pretty awesome pace for somebody who's just winging it.
Are you going to be at that same race I think it's May 13th?
No. So I don't think so. I think Nicole might yell at me because my marathon's May 7th. So I think she'll yell at me if I'm there.
What if we just don't tell your coach?
We could do that. I've already done that a couple times.
He's tried that before. It doesn't work. Nicole finds out everything.
All right. So, Nicole, does his story line up with yours?
Yep. Yeah. I was actually, I wasn't shocked. I was impressed when we finished and he came up to me and said, that was my first half. I was super impressed. I was really, really very impressed. So it's really funny. He reached out to me after I think we started following each other on Instagram and just talking. And he went back and forth on the whole marathon thing for a while.
Yeah, so like I had no idea. Like I couldn't remember her name after I got home 5 minutes later. Like I'm like, what was it? But the pictures came out and I was like, oh, sweet. Look, there's her bib number. So
you looked up the bib number. Oh,
yeah,
I
me
love
being
it.
a creeper, right?
Yes.
I looked up the bib number and then I found it. And then so I found her on Facebook or Instagram, right? And I friended her on Instagram. And that was sort of how it started. And then we kind of went back and forth a little bit on Instagram. And then I was just like, I need to, she was talking about like coaching and this and that. And I was like, well, I've never had any proper training. I need to figure my life out. So we had talked a little bit about marathons and back and forth. And then she was like, well, I'll help you. And I was like, okay, cool. Great. Sounds like fun.
Was this your first client, Nicole?
He is my first athlete, and he didn't even think I was an actually certified coach.
No, I had no
He
idea.
just thought I was helping him for fun. I
sure.
found that out maybe a few weeks ago.
Yep. I had no clue. I was just like, I knew that she had run a bunch of races, and she was like, I'll help you out. So I was like, awesome. Like, someone who knows what they're doing is going to volunteer to help me out. Like, this is fantastic. I had no idea she was actually a coach.
At what point in your process of becoming a coach were you, Nicole? Were you just finishing up your certification, or had you been certified for a while and you're just trying to find the right time?
I had been certified since last spring. So I was just trying to find the right time to start taking on athletes. And I was trying to get my name a little bit more out there as a coach versus just an experienced athlete myself. And I know Ron and I had kind of gone back and forth and bantering and just, fun things. And he had mentioned marathons. And there was just one day he had mentioned it to me. And I was like, I'm going to find you a race. And I was looking him up and he's like, you don't have to do it right now. And I was like, oh no, I'm going to do it right now.
She was
and
doing
I found
that
the one
second.
literally that second. I was like, this is the one you're going to do. It's super flat. It's a great race. And I'm actually going to be there for that. I'm doing the half that day. So I'm going to be really excited to kind of see him finish the marathon.
What's the marathon?
It's the Providence Marathon, May 7th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she leaves out the part that the first one she sent me was Lake Placid, and I was like, awesome, I can get eaten by a giant alligator. Fantastic.
Right.
Like, this will be great.
Great movie.
I ran that race.
Did you really?
Yes. I was up there for a wedding, and I get there for the wedding, and the night before, I'm out with my buddies, and I knew there was a half marathon the next morning, so I was in a hot tub at 2 a.m. drinking beers.
I love it.
I left the party early with like some gorgeous people in the hot tub to go run a half marathon the next day in Lake Placid just to say I did it and to get a medal.
I love it. Well, you had plenty of carbs, so you were ready to rock and roll.
Right, yes. It was PBR, actually, I think. It was PBR. Yeah. And I PR'd. It was like 3 weeks after my first half Ironman, so I was in shape for it. I was there. I was like, I'm going to do this and say I ran in Lake Placid. It's called the Lake Placid Classic.
Yep.
That's so cool. So, hey, maybe one day road trip to Lake Placid, we can do it.
There you go.
Yeah, because I think that one
here's the thing. Ron has to run it dressed as an alligator.
Yeah.
In an alligator costume. That's what he has to do.
I thought it was more like a Loch Ness monster or something. Or is it an alligator?
No,
it is. It's an alligator.
Okay, so there's an alligator up there. That's a movie I've never seen.
Really?
Oh, great movie.
No, I've seen Miracle, but not the other Lake Placid.
Oh yeah, it's a good movie. It's funny. I think Betty White's in it, right? That was Betty White.
Yeah,
that
she is.
the alligator. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, that's so cool. We tend to go off track here, Ron. It's a lot of fun. We just go with it,
It's all good.
Which is you might be able to relate because you have your own podcast.
Yeah, so I co-host the Lighting Controls podcast. My associate Webster Marsh and I host this podcast all about lighting controls. So again, being a lighting designer by trade, we do a lot of controls work for buildings, building exterior, interior, architectural. So him and I co-host this podcast all about lighting controls. So
that's pretty cool. I didn't know you did that.
Yeah.
What made you get into lighting?
So that actually started a long, long time ago. So I started back in Cub Scouts, to be totally honest. So my dad was our Cub master, and he was looking for ways to make the blue and gold banquets more exciting. Back then, you could do a lot more than you can now. So he was going to the magic shop, and he was buying pyrotechnics. We had gold smoke and blue smoke, and we started buying lighting and this and that. And my first PA system was Radio Shack. So a couple of speakers, a small mixer came from Radio Shack.
Are they still around?
And no, gone.
No, not a chance.
But so that's how everything sort of started, and that's how I got into lighting, and then it progressed into doing events and DJing and then stage lighting and theater, and it's just progressed from there. So
I'm jumping all over here, but my Instagram picture that I always do at the end, I'm going to do this now because you got a ton of photos of the TD Garden where the Boston Bruins play and all the lights.
Yep.
So I think you get to do the lights for the Bruins.
I do. So the company I work for, Port, we're based out of Seabrook, New Hampshire, and we have a contract for the Garden. And so I personally have been in the building for 14 years. So that building is my baby. That is my account. So I do a lot of the lighting there. So I do the various opens for them. So everything is time coded. So when you go to a game and they have the opening video where they shut all the lights down before the teams come out, whether it's Celtics or Bruins, doesn't matter. Before the teams come out, they have that video and the whole thing and all the lighting and everything. So all the lighting is choreographed to the video. It's all time coded. So it's programmed in sequence. It runs automatically with the video. So I go in, I program those videos. We've got a couple other guys that do that as well, but I tend to do a lot of it just because of I have some availability to do it. And so I have to go back in on Friday the 10th to go do the next one for the Bruins before we get into playoffs, which is going to be exciting this year.
So excited. It might be a long run. I'm really hoping for it.
I've been to every home opener for the last 14 years for the Bruins, and I think the last 12 or 13 for the Celtics, which is a ton of fun. I get to go to random games here or there to run lights, and then playoffs. I will be there a lot during playoffs.
If you need an extra hand.
Just saying.
I got the hat right here. Last week we had the live reaction to the Bruins goalie goal. I was going
to say, that was a big deal for you. I remember watching it and Erika just being like, she loved that for you. She was so excited.
Right.
Jack Edwards' call of that goal was amazing.
One of his greatest of all time. I like Jack. A lot of people are back and forth on Jack. I like Jack. I don't mind having a homer. Do you know Dave Gosher? Do you know who I'm talking about? Okay. Yep. I was in Vegas a few weeks ago for work, and we went to a Golden Knights game, and I tweeted Dave Gosher, like, looking for you up in the rafters, Dave. And he goes, no, I'm down below. And he gave me a section and the sign that he's in front of. And I went down there and met Dave after the game. It was so cool.
Oh, that's awesome. Very cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, Dave was awesome. I'm a big fan, and I hope when Jack retires that Dave comes back and does the video. It's just what I hope. I don't know if you have any pull, but that's what I think should happen. So.
I do not. I don't have that kind of pull, unfortunately.
No, that's so cool. That's so cool. I'm envious of you. Definitely very envious. I'm just seeing all the photos on your Instagram of the Bruins. I'm like, this guy's a really big Bruins fan. And then I realized you're working for them. And there was one photo in particular that maybe you got a phone call to come in late at night or something, or early in the morning on a weekend. And I was like, reading the post, I'm like, what does this guy do?
Yeah, it's almost always after hours. It's almost always late at night or early in the morning because we need dark time. So we have to go dark in the arena in order to program the lights. So in order to get dark time in the arena with their schedule, with concerts and events and maintenance and everything else, it's very often overnight hours. So like Friday's call, I think, is 6 or 7 a.m., right? So it's not as bad as it usually is. Usually you go in 10, 11 at night. So it's nice to go in early instead. But yeah, it's a lot of fun to be there. I get to go in at all sorts of random hours. The building's empty all the time. Like it's a lot of fun.
That's cool. You probably get to walk on the catwalk too. So cool.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to bring us back on track. So while I was creeping your Instagram, I found a video clip when you were on NECN with someone else who you work with, and you look a lot different back then than you do now, and I'm talking about your face.
Yep. And even then, that video wasn't even at its worst, right? So I actually, at one point, at my heaviest, I was 242. It was when I at my heaviest, and I kept constantly waking up with back pain and everything else. And I was like, man, something's got to give. And so I just was working on diet and just diet. I wasn't even exercising at that point. And I got down to like 220, and I was stuck at like 220 for like 2 years. Couldn't break it. Would go up, go down, go up, go down. And then COVID hit, and I was like, all right, I got to do something. I have to do something. And so my wife bought the Peloton at that point, and I was like, okay, I'll give this a shot. Like, what the hell? So I ended up falling in love with the stupid thing, and I was using it like every day. And over the course of whatever it was, 6 months or a year, during COVID, I ended up going from 220 to like 170. And I was like, it was
awesome.
dramatic. And then, so we were away on vacation. We were up in New Hampshire. We were going to Storyland. So we were up by Loon, at some condo. And I was like, okay, what am I going to do? Like, I got to get a workout in. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to bring the bike. Like, what am I going to do?
Gonna go run the kink.
So I was like, I'll just go out for a run. Like, I don't know. I haven't run since I was literally in high school, like on the track. We'll go figure this out. So I was like, I'm not going to pay attention to my watch. I'm just going to go and just do a thing. And then, so I'm just out running, and I turned my watch on, but I wasn't paying any attention to it. And then all of a sudden I look down, I go, man, I've been out here for a little bit. And I look down, I'm at like a mile and a half, and I'm like, I have never run a mile without having to stop. Because I was big throughout high school. Like, I was always a big kid. So I was like, I had never run more than a mile. And then all of a sudden I'm like, okay, so this is a thing. So I started mixing running into my workouts. And then everything, I am a stubborn pain in the ass. So everything was goal oriented at that point. So it was, okay, I want to do a 5K. Let's do that. So I started training for a 5K. Just, get down the street, mile and a half, 2 miles, work my way up. Did my first 5K. And I was like, cool, that was fun. And that was when I was like, that was November, because it was the Turkey Trot was my first race. So like I said, we're only going back 18 months. This is not like that long ago.
Yeah.
We're only going back a year and a half now. So I did the Turkey Trot, and I was like, cool, that was 3 miles. What's next? And I'm looking, I'm like, half marathon sounds like fun. Let's do this. And that was that was the thing. And then so I randomly picked up a 7 mile race in Danvers. I picked up the Danvers 7 miler in April and did that same year. And then that led to that first half last year. And then I'm just, like I said, I'm just stubborn. And I was like, cool, I want to do at least one full marathon, right? Like, I want to be part of the 1%. Like, I want to do it. I don't care if I never do it again. I want to do it.
You will.
And here we are.
And here we are. And today, what did you do?
I did 14 miles today, which was the longest I have ever run. So I've done two halves up until this point. So 13.1 was my longest run ever before today. And I did 14 miles today, and it felt fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Yes, buddy. That's great. You felt great, which is the best part of it.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
you still sound like you're great. Like, you're not super tired or
No, I feel good. Yeah, no, I feel good. But like I said, having no formal training, I didn't know what I was doing before. So I would just go out and run. And I was like, I want to run at this pace. And I would just go out and run as fast as I could all the time. We're still not sure about this whole running slower is faster thing. I don't know.
the voice isn't necessary, but it's, okay.
So, hey, this, like I said, this is all very new to me. So we're still not sold, but it's fine. So I would just go out and run as fast as I could. And it's worked well up until now. Like, I did pretty well by myself with no coaching, but I was like, this is a different beast. Like, to run a full marathon, like, this is a different beast. Like, I need some help. Like, I didn't even know what energy gels were before that first half, when the guy's like, do you have anything with you? Tom was like, do you have any? I was like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, I don't have anything. Like, I have my water bottle. Like, do I need something else? I didn't know what I was doing. I had no idea.
Well, I'm glad you didn't take the gel, maybe, because they say nothing new on race day.
Oh, I did. I took 2. I took 2 during the race.
I remember the first time I took a gel, I felt like I wanted to puke.
Yeah, me too. It was a goo. It did not agree with my stomach at
So
all.
I took 2 that day, and he told me not to, and I was like, I don't know, maybe I should. Like, I feel like I'm running kind of fast. I need some energy, so I took them anyway. And he's like, well, you might throw up, and I was like, whatever, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
Puke and
everything
rally.
was good. That's it.
What gels are you using now?
I'm using the Goose now.
Okay.
So I tried a new one today, Espresso Love or whatever. That one actually wasn't too bad. The cherry lime I like a lot, but the Espresso Love I was into this morning. That was fantastic.
Is that like coffee?
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think that's for me, man.
that was great.
I like the cherry lime. I like the strawberry banana. That's my favorite. Strawberry banana.
Yep, strawberry banana is good too.
I just tried one of those I just got the UCANs and I just tried a strawberry banana because I usually like the chocolates and the vanillas, but it was actually pretty good. Ron, how is your easy paces feeling?
It's weird. So they feel fine. They absolutely feel fine. It still takes a little getting used to. It's better now.
What is your easy
because
pace?
like 8:40, 8:42-ish.
Okay.
She wants
We
me
go
slower
between
than
like
that.
8:40 to like a 9:45. And there are times in his, the coaching notes, I'm like, I want you to stay towards the 9:30s. And then that's
what her notes say.
that's when the jokes come out that he can skip faster and he can, walk faster than that. And it's just,
It's a great
So,
feeling
but
that you
guess
can
what?
do that.
He likes it now.
Yeah.
Ask him about his hill workout the other day.
Oh, that was brutal. But
Let's hear
it. So she had me doing 400s uphill, and she's like, all right, you're going to do, 400 up and then easy jog back down, repeat 6 times. And I was like, okay, didn't sound like a big deal. Got to the hill, did the first one, no big deal. Did the second one, no big deal. Hit the third one. I'm like, okay, this is work. So I was going at tempo. So I was going uphill at 7-minute miles was my pace. I was shooting for seven between 7 and 7:10.
7:22, yeah.
Yeah. So I was moving, and so I get to the fourth one, and I'm like, I'm dying. I'm like, holy crap, this is work. I'm like, this is real work. So 5 and 6, and I was toast at the end of that last one. I was cursing her out. I'm like, that was work, man. Like all the other workouts had been easy. So again, not having a coach before, I would just go out and run as fast as I could. So anywhere between 7:30 and 8 was what I was doing on my own. And I was just going, and I had no plan and whatever. So now, I'm doing my best to follow her plans. I do the mileage.
You've done a great job following the plan.
I do the mileage at least. Yeah.
The mileage, yeah. The paces gotten so much better. Like I'll look and I'm like, he followed the paces. I'm so proud.
It is, the more I pull back, it is getting easier. And I will say, like today, like if I had done today at a marathon pace or at like my half pace, 14 miles I would have been toast. I would have been all done. But
you would have been
taking it easy at like 8:40, 8:42, like felt fantastic. I also took a new route today, which was great. So 6 miles of my run today I had never done before, which was
that's better.
Awesome, because it was like,
Love that.
What's that? Ooh, look, a horse. Ooh, a bull. Just like all sorts of random stuff. So I was like, all right. So it was good. I was at mile 7 before I knew it, and I was like, okay, all right, it's going to be a good day. Yeah.
What do you? So you send her all your data after your run?
Yeah. So I use what app is that?
Runkeeper.
Yeah. So I'm using Runkeeper. And so she follows me on Runkeeper. So she gets all my data like automatically because she follows me. So I don't even have to send it to her.
Yeah. I use VDOT for my athletes, but he doesn't have a Garmin, so it doesn't upload. So because he lives in 1993, he's still using the Runkeeper, just like people who use Map My Run. So every time I have notifications turned on, and he found that out the other day, the minute he was done, I like texted him immediately, and he's like, how did you even know I just finished my run? I was like, I have notifications on.
Now, how far in advance do you give him his workouts?
So he has a whole plan, but when I first started, when he and I first started working together, I didn't have VDOT yet. So I learned about it when I took the RRCA course, but my coach uses VDOT. So then I started to use it because I really liked it. It was between that and another software that I was looking at even prior to working with Ron. And so he can still go on there and look at his workouts. So I've changed a few of them, but he has the actual like full 16-week plan. I just now input it into VDOT, which is more helpful because then I can put notes in there for him to look at. So he just kind of goes in there and looks at what I give him. So I think he's got it for this week and then next week, and then I have to go in and update the rest of it.
All right, cool. So Ron, when you talk about your paces and your zones, or I at least call them zones, there's like your active recovery, your endurance, your marathon pace, tempo. Just like on the Peloton, if you do power training, you do an FTP test. Do you do like a 5K test or something to find your zones? Does Nicole have you do any type of baseline running test before? And then she says, okay, this is your slow recovery zone or this is your tempo zone.
So she didn't have me do one, but she took the one I had, right? So I did my 5K this year for the turkey trot was 21:09. So she took that and she used that. I was behind a friend of mine, and so I said to him, we get to the race that day, and I'm like, hey, what are you thinking? He's like, oh, I don't know, 6-minute miles. And I'm looking at him like, he's older than I am. He's like 45. I'm like, dude, it's 6-minute miles. What are you doing?
Yeah.
And he's like, what are you thinking? I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, I was hoping maybe 7. Like, even that, like, is like I had only ever done 1 mile sub 7 before that race. Like, I would just go out, run as fast as I could, do like 6:35, 6:40, 1 mile, and then pull back. I had never done even 3 miles at that kind of pace. So I was like, you know what, whatever, I'll just follow him. And if I tail off, I tail off. So I just stuck with him and finished in 21:09. But that last half mile took everything I had.
Right.
Like, I was pushing.
The guy I trained with for quite a while when I was really doing the Ironmans and into it, we would have a 5K test around our building, which is about 3 laps. And it was hell. Like, you wanted to puke your guts out that last lap, and you got to pass 1 corner, 2 corner, 3 more corners. And then you pass the final one and you run to the stop sign he had, and that was a 5K. And it was just like you want to hurl. And my PR was just under 22. It was a 7:02 average, I think. And that's not even as fast as you. But that feeling, that's why 5Ks suck, right, Nicole?
Yes, I hate 5Ks.
It's just like to get that baseline for training. I mean, it was so awesome because the first couple times I was much slower. We're talking 3, 4, even 5 minutes slower, and then watching that progression. But yeah, the testing. Have you done an FTP test yet on the Peloton?
Oh yeah.
You just want to puke your guts out after?
Yep. They're horrible.
It's like
horrible.
Right. It is the worst, and it's also like the best because I think we were talking about before. It's just like how great you feel after you get it. Actually, no, that wasn't you and me. That was some mother at my daughter's birthday party today saying, I hate running, but it makes me feel so good.
Yep.
When he just did the Jingle Bell half, that went pretty well, but I was there, but he did really well there, and it was cold. And you PR'd, Ron, didn't you?
I did. I PR'd by like less than a minute. Like, it was less than a minute.
Still a PR, man. That's great.
It was, I was doing really well until that last, like,
couple of miles, it got real cold.
It got real cold. The wind was in our faces.
Yeah.
Like, everybody slowed down. Like, the whole group in front of me, everybody pulled back. And it was fine until that point. And then it was just brutal.
Yeah.
So, and I ran out of energy. Like, I was trying to push and I just ran out of gas.
Let's talk social media and TikTok. Your TikTok and your Instagram. All of a sudden, you start to I did this with Instagram back when it was just photos. I posted every day for 100 days before my first Ironman. And you are posting on TikTok every day your training runs.
Yep. Yeah. So every single day I post them on TikTok. I figured, so I've had a lot of, starting way back when I started this whole weight loss journey, I had a lot of family and friends and various people reach out to me, and I would post random things and people would thank me for the motivation, right? Like, I really wish I could do this. I wish I could do that. So I was like, you know what? I am going to put this story out there and I'm going to put it on TikTok and I'll put the training out there. And I know for most people, they don't care. It's boring, whatever. But if I could help or motivate one person, just one, it's 100% worth it. Right. And at the end of the day, I'll have that to go back to. Like I am looking forward to May 7th. And I never thought I would be looking forward to running 26 miles because only crazy people do that. But apparently I'm now a crazy person. So
We welcome you. We have t-shirts.
Yeah. There's a lot of crazy people out there. There's us runners, triathletes, there's goalies in hockey.
I was going to
We're all
say, this
crazy.
one goes and swims and bikes and then runs a marathon, trying to get me to do that too.
You're going to do it. You're going to do it. And I just renewed my USA Triathlon membership. So I'm going to do it with you. I just need to
Love that.
I just need to commit to that race too. So that's awesome.
Too far out for that.
Yeah, too far out for that commitment. My gamophobia, as we learned and called it. So when was the first time you thought, hey, don't tell my coach, but at the same time, you share it with your coach?
Right. It was not, I mean, that was like week 2, I think. I think it was like day 10 or something. Like it was supposed to be a rest day. And so I think that first, like, again, up until now, everything's been easy. They've all been paces I've done before. They've all been lengths I've done before, distances.
Until your hill day.
Right. So like the real work really started today for me. Like the real work really started today. So, day 10, I'm feeling fantastic. I'm like, this is easy. This is nothing. So I was like, I'll do a quick core workout. I'll do this. And so I started doing some stuff and I was like, don't tell my coach. Don't. So I did this whole video. I ended up not doing anything that specific day. There were a couple others, but that first time that I did it, I didn't do anything. And I was like, oh, don't tell my coach. Don't tell her. The whole thing's on TikTok. Like it's,
I know.
It's the best part.
I know.
But I sent it to her and she gets it. And I was like, admit it, for 10 seconds, you were so pissed.
Legitimately. I remember this too. And I was like, he's like, guys, don't tell my coach. I'm going to hop on the Peloton. I was like, the fuck you are? What are you doing? And I was like, it's a rest day. Literally in the notes, like all caps, rest day. And then he's like, just kidding. And I was like, you jerk. And he was like, admit it for 10 seconds. And I shared it to my story. So then he shared it to his and was like, got her. And I shared it back. And I was like, admittedly, for like 10 seconds, I was pissed.
It was very funny.
It was really good.
Rest days are hard because you want to do something and you can't. Right.
Yeah, it's tough, So it's been getting easier. And I realize how, good I feel like the next day, right? After a rest day. Like you can tell the difference. You can see it in paces, how you feel. Like you can definitely tell, how you feel after a rest day. So that's been huge. And I get to, again, I've been posting a video every day. So even on a rest day, I find something stupid or random to post. So like my chickens have made it into my videos a couple times. And so.
How about taper weeks? Have you had a taper week yet?
No.
No,
his taper's coming up.
Do you know what a taper week is? You kind of seem like
I have no freaking idea. This, like I said, this is all still new to me. I'm just still learning.
We haven't talked about it yet, Eric. Jeez. It's on there though. It's on there. So his taper week will be, I think, 3 or 4 weeks before the marathon. Okay. So he's got his 20, and then after that, he tapers off. So
I think, and I might be off on the numbers here, but when I was doing Ironman training, I would taper. I would basically have 4 weeks of building, and then my 5th week would be a taper. Then 4 weeks of building and a 5th week taper. So I think I had 4 tapers during my 20-week training program or something like that when I trained for Mount Tremblant. So taper week is an easy week. Instead of one easy day, it's an easy week. Slow down, lower the miles, but you're still moving. And they say supposedly you're getting stronger by doing it. But I'm kind of like, I don't know. This is like, I feel like I'm not doing anything here. So
that's why I kept a lot of his easy runs easy. So that way when like he has the hard workouts, and some weeks he only has one workout or it's super easy week or something like that. So, but his easy miles, he's been much better keeping them easy. Cause in the beginning he's like, this is great. And Eric, like with novice marathoners, they're just like, this is super great. And I'm like, wait until like week 12 when you want to die and you're just like, I just ran a 40-mile week. And I'm like, okay. And I mean, he has a really lofty goal too, which is amazing. You know, when we talked about it initially, it was the 8-minute miles. So when I was putting it together, I'm like, you're going to have to do some work because this is not only your first one, but we've got to make sure that, you know, you can pick up the speed in the second half of the marathon. So we're going to work through the 20-miler. So I actually told him I would come ride my bike out there since I get to hop on my bike anyway and ride it with him.
I'll ride the bike too.
You want to do it with us?
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, let's do it.
Do it on a rail trail. I did my 20-miler actually for Ironman on the same course that we were talking earlier, the Goffstown Rail Trail, where you did that total image half.
Nice.
I did it down and back, down and back, down and back, and Scott Black, he rode his bike next to me. That was the best part of that run. Scott rode his bike with me the entire time, and Nicole's doing the same thing for you. She's going to ride her bike with you, and it just made 20 miles fly by. The chafing after was awful, but it made it so much more enjoyable that I ran and talked to Scott the entire time just about whatever. And it just flew by. And it was like,
I want to say it's in another like 4 or 5 weeks because his marathon's in 8. So,
all right. I'm excited for you, man. That's awesome.
I'll find the exact date.
I think we're going to have you back on, whether it's an Instagram live segment or on the pod with Erika, and we'll bring Nicole back too to talk to you after your race and see how it goes. I have a feeling I know how it's going to go after. You're going to crush it because it seems like you're crushing it, and this is too easy, and you need a harder challenge. And I think your harder challenge is going to be, you're going to say, hey, Nicole, I want to qualify for Boston.
I guarantee you that's what's going to happen. He's saying like, oh, this is going to be, you know, if I just do one and done. I'm like,
someone else said that to me, and I was like, man, I don't know. That's at my age. Like, I'm like, that's crazy fast. Like, you know, trying to qualify for Boston, but
that would be such a great story though. 242 pounds. And now you qualified for Boston. If it happens, it's still a great story regardless. But then maybe you can set up the lights at the finish line, and the lights will shine on you coming down the stretch there on Boylston, and they'll
there
play
we go.
you'll do it with the music and everything. You can have your own light show.
Yep.
He's going to do better than he thinks he's going to at his marathon. And then I think from there, he's just going to want to do another one. Everybody says that. I just want to do one and done and be part of the 1%, which is awesome. And then you get addicted once you're done.
Yeah, you will. So. The addiction happens easily, and then you sometimes get out of it right now, or not out of it, but you get in like a funk. I'm in a little bit of a funk right now because it's the winter time, it's hockey season, it's kids and birthday parties. And then once you get in it again and you get a race and you start training for it, and maybe I just need to hire myself a coach. So if you know anyone, Ron, let me know.
Absolutely.
You just get right back into it. I don't know. She might be really expensive. I don't know.
I am with your green text messages. I charge extra for that.
Last question, Ron. Are you an iPhone or an Android person?
Oh, dude, iPhone all the way.
You're not. That's not going to make the podcast. That's getting. No, serious. Last question. This is Erika's question. I did not prep you for this, but Erika created a Spotify playlist for us, and we asked everyone on if they want to add a song. If you could add a song to the playlist, what would your song be?
Oh my God. Yes. Hang on. I got to remember the name of it. It's Sia. Dude, hang on. I need my phone. It's on my play. It is legit my favorite song when I'm out running. The motivation that I get from it is like just unreal. Hang on. 100% I will find this for you. Where is it? I can't believe I'm doing this.
Who can find it first?
Is it Unstoppable?
Unstoppable.
I got it first. I win.
Timing.
Oh, yes. Boy.
Unstoppable by Sia is like a guilty pleasure of mine. And that song comes on, man, and I'm just like, it's go time. Like, it's go time.
Nice.
I love it.
That's what he replayed with On the Hills.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's what you got to do. You got to have a song like that.
Yeah. No, you really do.
Cool.
You really do.
Well, hey, man. Thanks for coming on. This happens every time I say 25, 35 minutes or something. And now
I know you said that, and I was like, okay.
We're at 45 right now, and I'm like, I got an hour and 10 minutes to work with for this last episode. So, hey, you're awesome. Will you come back after your race, whether we do an Instagram Live or an actual episode?
Absolutely. Of course.
Awesome. Cool. And keep up the content on Facebook or on TikTok and Instagram. And I love it. Every time you do something, don't tell my coach. I want to see it.
Absolutely. So they get posted to my Instagram story. Well, they're on TikTok, and then they get posted to my Instagram story every day. So if you follow me on either platform, you will see them.
And I'll share those in the links on the show notes. So thank you again, Ron, for coming on, especially this short notice when Erika is out in Tokyo, just got her 6th star. So we'll be talking about that. That's awesome. It is. This is great. Thank you for coming on, my man.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Ron. Great job today. Thanks so much for coming on, Ron. I really appreciate you being patient with me as you were my first interviewee. I don't think I did too bad, and I went kind of easy on you.
Oh, nice job bringing it back, Nicole. You did go easy on him. I say when we get him back, we go a little harder on him. We get a little more juice there. Maybe we'll have more time then, so we can get a story or two in from his training. Maybe some more don't tell my coach stories, and you can go harder on him for, maybe there'll be one run when he was supposed to do like 10 hills, but he only did 8, and you can like get on him for that or something. You can be like, you didn't go hard enough.
It's probably that he did something on a rest day that he wasn't supposed to, is usually probably what he did. But he did take it easy this morning. And then did you see his TikTok this morning for his 7-mile run?
Was today day 50?
Today was start of week 8. So he's halfway there.
Yes, I saw it. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And so he said, my legs are feeling a little tired for my 14-mile run. I should probably take it easy. Oh,
you should probably listen to your coach. I will make that comment after this. I'll go back. You should probably listen to your coach.
You should probably, just like Erika says, remember to stretch. You should probably listen to your coach.
That's right. That's right. We just had her on a second ago, and I'm thinking, I said, hey, can you give me a don't forget to stretch? I don't think she ever said it. She just goes, I wish I knew how to say it in Japanese.
No, she did.
I don't think she did say it. Okay, man, that's how much it just right over my head. I got so much going on. All right. I want to tell you my story because I've been debating, do I do it on this because Erika's not here or do I wait? But I don't want to jump in on Erika's Tokyo parade. So I want to tell you about my week because I had about 30 code browns.
Oh, yikes. I mean, that's a lot.
So I had a great weekend. I got to tell you this. I had a great weekend and we did skiing and everything. This is a week ago. And it's school vacation week, so I bring my daughter home to my parents Sunday night. We sleep over. They're going to have a fun day, in the snow and doing all this cool activities. I go to work Monday morning. I get a text around 9:30. Hey, Adeline woke up and she's not feeling good and she's throwing up and she's got the stomach bug. And I'm like, that's great. I wonder if she just doesn't want to do anything and being lazy. But no, my mom's like, she's really sick. So I go home, she's here, she's not feeling good. I spend all day Tuesday with her, and I'm like, I'm going to get on that Peloton. I'm going to do a workout. I'm going to have a good workout because Monday night I actually ran, and I had a good run, and I felt great. So around lunchtime Tuesday, I'm thinking Peloton in 30 minutes. My stomach's saying, I don't think so. You're not going on no Peloton in 30 minutes. In the next 18 hours, I probably made about 38 trips to the toilet.
Oh my gosh.
Nothing was solid. Nothing. I was up all night. So then we got Wednesday the next day. I actually called in. I am Mr. I will never call into work. Now,
that means you're dying.
It was awful. And I never got to go on the Peloton. I never got to go on a run. I got the worst stomach bug of my life. It was so bad. My stomach still hurts. My stomach hurts like if I did 1,000 crunches and then you're sore for days and you can't get rid of that soreness.
Like it folds so into itself. It's just awful. You can't get rid of it. Yeah.
And it doesn't help that my boys will jump on top of me and everything and little gut punches and stuff and little leg kicks. And I'm like, I was so lazy. No, I wouldn't call it lazy. I just felt so lazy on Wednesday, just lying down. I was working on my computer on my bed. I took 4 showers in that period of 30 trips to the bathroom. 4 showers. But here's the worst part. So on Tuesday, I have the kids every Tuesday at night. Ashley works. I don't know what it was, but I somehow was able to power through the time with my kids until the moment they all went to bed. When they all went to bed, it was like God saying, listen, I helped you get through today, but now I am going to rain down all the sickness from this bug where went downhill. It got worse. So bad, I started puking.
No.
I am lying in bed. It's 10:30 at night. Ashley's still not home. And here it comes again. I'm like, crap. So I get up and I start to run to the bathroom.
Oh, no.
And at one point, I just can't do it. So when you like puke and you don't have something to puke and you try to catch it?
Yeah, you catch it. Yeah, you do that.
Right.
Why do we do this?
Right.
Like, what are we doing?
I don't know why we do it. But then other people like, I just swallow my puke. I'm like, that's so gross. Why would you do that?
Oh,
So
that's not
I tried to catch it. I miss. I don't know where it goes. I get to the bathroom. I puked about 6 times in the toilet. All right. It's kind of like, and it was not that puke and rally feeling. I clean my face up. I'm going to take another shower. And I'm like, I got to go clean up the hallway now because there's going to be puke. And my hallway has like a quick left and a right hand turn. I'm looking everywhere. Where is this puke? I can't find it. I felt like Ben Stiller and There's Something About Mary. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? I can't find it. I'm like, maybe it wasn't that much, or maybe it was just on me and on my arm. So I go and I take a shower. I clean up. It's now like 11 o'clock, and I'm walking back to the bedroom, and I catch it in the corner of my eye. There it is. All over the wall.
Oh, my God, you exorcist everywhere.
Now, it already drained all the way down to the floor, not the floorboards, but to the carpet. And like, I'm just like, oh, there it is. Of course, it would be on the wall because I projected it like 3 feet forward instead of down on the ground. I was so sick. So I was like, I need to share this story, but when? And I'm like, this is going to be the one. So I saved it for the second half. I know.
Are you feeling better now, though?
I am feeling better, but they say the stomach bug will pass within 24 hours, and it did. But the diarrhea doesn't. And I had it for about another 4 days. Not as bad. Not 30 trips worth.
No,
so.
I'm sure not that bad.
That was my weekend. If I have a podcast about getting the runs, I better share my own runs. So
Absolutely. That's a lot.
that's how I'm going to end this one. I'm going to end it with that story because we're running out of time, and
Great story.
I don't want to jump all over Erika's parade next week, so I'm going to do it. And hopefully she's laughing her ass off on the airplane right now. So
I hope she is.
Hey, thanks so much. You are such a great, co-host coming on. This, again, like I said last time, won't be your last time. I know when Erika's going on vacation in a few months, I already pinned you for that week too.
That's right. I will be back.
And we will be talking to Ron again after Providence in May.
We will. Yes, I can't wait for May 7th. He's going to kill it.
All right. Well, I know you got a lot of amazing goals coming up, a lot of big dreams. I believe in you, and I know you can do them all. You also got some great athletes who you are going to be an amazing coach for. So looking forward to seeing what you're going to do in the future and what it holds. And thanks so much for coming on. And I think just to keep things normal, you got to give me a don't forget to stretch.
Okay. Don't forget to stretch. And listen to your coach. You know what, to be honest, it's hard for me to stretch. I have to remind myself to do it. I was like, okay.
I like how you ended that one. And listen to your coach.
Listen to your coach.
All right, everyone. Have a great week. We'll be back next week with Erika, and we'll talk all about Tokyo. Can't wait.
3, 2, 1.
Don't forget to stretch.